What up? Yo, so today I was talking to my cousin, Marvelous Mike, over there in Hamilton. You know, I haven't seen him in years. It's been like fucking years, man, like 4 or 5 years. But either way, we were talking, and it kind of makes me laugh because, like, you know, I grew up in Hamilton, you know, Still City, out east, Ontario, and then I moved to BC. And, you know what I'm saying, I thought I knew what fucking weed was until I moved out here, you know what I'm saying? I thought, oh yeah, my shit is the shit, and this and this and that. Everybody thinks their weed is the shit out there, and they don't really fucking realize that all that shit is fucking artificial, bruh. Not artificial, but it's you know, the thing is that you gotta understand the growing aspect of things when it comes to business with weed, you know what I mean? You don't get it. When you're in a fucking jungle, concrete jungle city like Hamilton or like Toronto, do you realize what you have to do in order to grow marijuana? Like, it's not like out here, buddy. Like, you see mountains everywhere and shit? Right. Use your head. Like, there's houses out there, farms, and like legitimate whole huge farms growing fucking weed for as the eye can see. You know what I'm saying? That's real weed. That's quality weed. Not weed grown in fucking Hamilton in a fucking basement of a fucking house on some ghetto shit with a bunch of goonies running around fucking worried about getting smashed. That's negative energy that the fucking plant's consuming, you know, inheriting as well. You gotta understand that. You really got to know what weed is, bro. Like, what marijuana is, what its purpose is, its healing purpose, all that stuff, you know what I mean? You got to know how it's grown, how to grow it, what energy to have while you're growing it, how to talk to the plant. All these things actually have an effect on the quality of the weed and how the high is. And that bitch was hot. But either way, people don't realize, man. They think they're smoking good weed over there in Hamilton, bro. If you think that, I feel sorry for you, you know, and that's the thing, is like, and it appears to be good, it looks good, you know what I'm saying, it might get you fucking trashed, but you don't realize that these people that are growing out in Hamilton in these big cities, what do they have to do in order to grow the weed? They have to grow it in a house. They can't grow it outside. It's super illegal in fucking Ontario. Well, not super, now it's pretty much legal, but you can't grow it like you can out here, you know what I'm saying? You can't grow it out east the way you grow it out here, like whole, like out in the open, like huge fields. Like, you could probably look in the mountains and see fucking fields of fucking marijuana growing, and it's all commercial. Like, you can't go and steal it like that. You know, there's not, you know what I mean? Like, it's way fucking different. It's sketchy in Hamilton growing weed. It's natural and beautiful out here growing weed. So what do you think that has an effect on the quality of the marijuana if you know anything about marijuana, period? If you know that this plant consumes energy from humans, like the people that are growing it, like if you've ever chilled with real growers, bro, with fucking huge fields of marijuana, they're very serious about how you feel around the plant. And a normal person is like, what the fuck are you on, bro? Like, what are you talking? He's a fucking plant. You know what I'm saying? But that's their lack of knowledge and ignorance that doesn't allow them to understand how this plant actually thrives. You know what I'm saying? And it does thrive off of energy, negative and positive energy. It will have a different effect. Growing, it'll have a different high, it'll have a different feel, believe it or not. I'm telling you right now, if you're growing weed with anxiety and you're fucking sketching like, fuck, man, they might kick the door in at any time. Yo, fuck, go grab me the water, man. Fuck, turn the hose on. Fuck, man, turn the lights on. Fuck, you forgot to turn everybody's pissed off because they're fucking doing a huge illegal operation that could all get them 5 to 10 years. You know what I'm saying? So that affects the marijuana. So that's the weed you guys are smoking out there, is sketch weed, is fucking anxiety weed, is fucking, you know, they have to grow it with multiple chemicals in order to grow it faster to get more profit, because out there it's all about profit, because we need to make as much money as fast as fucking possible without going to jail. It's a fucking sketch out there, you know what I'm saying? So the weed is shit out there, okay? The real fucking weed is out here. It all depends on how it's grown, the environment it's grown, the temperature it's grown in, you know what I'm saying? It's all hydro out there, right? Because you can't just grow it out fucking side. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna work like that, especially on a mass level scale, like $4 million grow up, you know, operation. Okay, so this is my realization, is that there's so many factors that play a role in the growing of marijuana out here that aren't a factor out there. And not to mention there's many factors out there of growing weed that aren't out here too. Like sketched out fucking goonies running around in a fucking house with fucking wires and plugs every fucking where trying to get rich while, you know, the fucking DAA are fucking surveillancing them, bro. You don't want to be smoking fucking sketch goofy ass weed like that from Hamilton. And the dispensaries out there, I have a friend that owns one of the dispensaries downtown Hamilton. Obviously I'm not going to say no names, but you know, and I was told by some people that certain dispensaries, most of them out there, like pretty much all of them, get their weed from street dealers, bro. They get their fucking weed from just dudes approaching they have to. It's out of panic. It's like, fuck, we got a dispensary now. Fuck, we need a grower. You know, we need growers, you know what I'm saying? So it's a panic. It's like, fuck, take anything we can get for right now. Who gives a fuck? I don't know this guy. I don't give a fuck. Get his weed. Let's sell it. Let's come up off that. And then we can set up our own growing environment where we can control and regulate the quality of the weed, you know, a little bit better is what they think, right? But everything fucking fucks up in Hamilton. It's just gooned out, bro. Success, you cannot suck success out of that fucking city. People think that they're gonna, you know, come up and make it out of that city. Nobody ever has. The only buddy that ever made it, say for a rapper, out of Hamilton is fucking J Rise, and he does not rep Hamilton. He grew up in Hamilton, and he will not give no credit to Hamilton, bro, because of that fucking city's a piece of shit, bro. And the people, the majority of the people in it are pieces of shit. And I'm sorry to be real about it, but this has nothing to do with weed. I'm just saying, it's talking about Hamilton, Ontario, you know. But bottom line is, I'll get back, you know, I'm getting off point. But yeah, no, like, think about it. A patch of weed, marijuana that was grown out on Vancouver Island in British Columbia in a completely different climate and environment than Ontario. Completely. What the fuck do you think that's gonna do to the weed, bro? What makes you think you're smoking good weed? Stupid. Like, that's all I can say to anybody out there. You know what I mean? Like, it's dumb, bro. Like, if I had somebody out in BC and I was out there in the shithole fucking slums of Hamilton, bro, the first thing I would say is, yo, bro, bring me a fucking zip or bring me a fucking pound if you can make that trip, if you can pull that off. You know what I'm saying? And I would. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of money involved in that, right? It's $2.40 an ounce in Ontario out there, where I'm from. And it's $100 an ounce out here in BC, and it's way better fucking weed, grown way better, grown in a better environment, more positive environment, where it's not illegal, where nobody is worried about getting busted because the police do not, RCMP do not regulate grow ops out here and shit, because most of them are commercial, you know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. You know, think about it. On an island where it stays warm all year, like when I was there in February 15th, it was fucking 15 degrees Celsius out. I was in shorts and a t-shirt, and it was winter time. I just left Ontario, and there was this fucking much snow, like 10 feet of snow, all the way minus 30, all the way through Saskatchewan, all the way to the fucking, you know, until I got to Vancouver and everything started turning green again, and I'm like, what the fuck? But anyways, think about that. Weed grown in that type of environment where it stays warm all year, it has more time to grow, you know, it has a different climate where it's going to reach a different climax of quality, a peak that cannot be achieved and reached grown in an environment like Ontario, or even in a fucking house on hydro with a bunch of sketchy goonies. Like, get the fuck out of here, buds. Like, no wonder I was fucking freaking out all the time back out east, having panic attacks and anxiety attacks all the time, because you don't realize, bro, these people don't give a fuck about quality out there. BC is about quality. It's always been about quality when it comes to weed. Ontario's never been about quality. It's always been about profit and how fast can we make it, and who gives a fuck about the customer. Like, nobody cares about the customer. They're just trying to make money. It's all about money. That's all weed has been about out there, is about making money, you know what I'm saying? And so what do you think that means? That means you're gonna look at this nug and be like, wow, that looks fucking amazing out there out east. Like, oh man, oh, it smells fucking beautiful, right? But you don't realize that fucking weed was grown with like 20 different chemicals, bro. And then, yeah, you flush it at the end, but it doesn't remove 100% of the shits. And if you're one of those people that think, oh, it's okay to have a little bit of percentage of poison in you for your whole life, like fluoride, then you're an idiot. I can't talk to you. But in the end of the day, it's just common sense, man. if you don't live in an environment where, like this, like British Columbia, like BC, like Cali, you know what I'm saying? If you don't live there, you're not getting that fucking weed, bro. I promise you. How do I know that? Because now I've infiltrated the fucking growing and operating of marijuana in such a fucking in-depth way that nobody can touch that where I come from, because you don't get exposed to that where I come from like that unless you're with the growers, and those growers are not like these growers. Those are goonie growers, these are commercial growers. Big difference. You got to know the difference. And yeah, so bottom line is you're not smoking what you think you're fucking smoking at all out there, unless you are in an environment where the weed is grown in a commercial way, where it's not in a sketchy, frantic, fast, hurry up, let's make this money before we get the door kicked off type shit. You know what I'm saying? That's not good for the development of the marijuana. It's gonna, believe it or not, you're gonna have to do your own research if you don't believe in that shit. Like, if you don't know that and you don't believe in that, well, then you don't belong watching this video or smoking weed or knowing anything or even talking about weed. Get the fuck out of here. What are you doing here? But anyways, yeah, no, that's real shit, man. And that's my realization now, that I grew up in a place like that and I thought I was smoking real shit, and then I really figured it all out, because I've been with growers out there and I've been with growers out here, commercial growers, and I've seen the entire fucking business aspect of marijuana now in a legal format, you know, so I can understand it in a depth that most people can't now. And it even changed my perception, you know what I mean? But in the end of the day, if you ain't in Cali, if you ain't in BC, you ain't on an island literally directly getting your marijuana, you know where your weed's coming from. Like, you watched it get grown and then fucking drained and then cut down and fucking distributed. Like me, I know where my weed's coming from all the time, where the grower is, what the grower is using, you know what I'm saying? Out here, you know what I'm saying, they don't use, like, well, maybe some people do, I don't know, but the majority of the people, it's all about quality out here. People aren't going to buy the weed if they know it's fucking grown with chemicals to hurry up, speed the growing process up to make more money, to make profit. We don't want that. We want quality. BC's all about that. We fucking hate that shit. And the hippies will fucking kill you. I'm just kidding. But yeah, no. People don't fuck with that out here, and it's not respected out here. And out there, that's all you can do out there, is because you have to operate like that in a fucking city where everything's frantic, and you know, it's not the same, bro. Mad pollution out there too. It's just, you're not smoking nowhere near what I'm smoking, period, if you're out there. And you know what they're gonna say? Oh yeah, no, the dispensaries, they get their fucking weed from Cali, and you know, they get their, no, they fucking don't, buddy. You know how I know that for a fucking fact? Because I've been in a place where they do this shit commercially, bro, and I know how it works when it comes to the commercial business side of growing. It don't work like that. You don't go and you don't know. No, it doesn't work like that, buddy. You're fucking dreaming. You're out of your mind. That's not how it works. You know what I'm saying? You know how much fucking extra money it would be to fucking have Cali grow their weed and import it to fucking Hamilton, Ontario? There would be no profit involved. That's the stupidest fucking thing I ever heard in my life. That does not happen. How do I know? Because then that would be happening here in BC. BC would be getting their fucking weed from Cali. You know what I mean? And they don't. It's all grown here. All the weed in fucking, you know, comes, they say all the weed comes from BC. All the good weed comes from BC, but guess what? Not all weed that's out there comes from BC. Like, people, okay, this is what I mean, bro. This is the stupidity involved. Listen, people are like, I'll be like, yeah, I'm out here in BC on the island smoking real BC bud that was really grown in BC, and I just watch, like, I'm there, right? And then you get, oh yeah, somebody in Hamilton, like, oh, I'm smoking BC too, bro, yeah. And I'm like, bro, listen, there's a difference, okay? BC means it was grown in BC, okay? That's not, I know there's a strand in BC, but real BC is grown in BC. You know what I'm saying? You're smoking a strand, you're smoking a copycat strand that says it's BC, but it's not. It's a fucking marketing strategy, bro. They use the name BC weed because it's a popular, desired strand, okay? And it's a marketing strategy. Of course, if you say, oh, this is straight from BC, everybody's gonna buy it out in Hamilton, Ontario. You know what I'm saying? It's not from BC, believe me. And there's no way you can fucking prove that unless you were with the shipload that came from BC and you're in a fucking back of a fucking U-Haul truck full of marijuana that you just picked up from the island, took a ferry off the island, and then fucking drove all the way to Ontario, and then boom, you got 10 pounds. You're like, this is from BC. This is BC weed. Unless you did that, shut up. You have no talk. You can't talk because that's fugazi. It's fake shit. I hate fake shit. I only fuck with the real, and that's point blank period. I cannot fuck with fake shit. And unless I was there to witness this weed go from BC to Ontario, it's not BC. Suck my dick. Period. I don't give a fuck what you think or what you thought. You know what I'm saying? And this is not to my, like, this is just speaking in general. I'm not directly speaking at anybody. I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? This is real talk, bro. Like, you're gonna have to accept it. Like, that's what it really is. You know what I'm saying? So, I just don't like that, man, when I see people saying, oh yeah, I'm smoking BC too, and I'm like, bro, come on, man. I wouldn't even say that. You know what I would say? I would say, yo, I'm smoking a strand that's supposed to be BC, but obviously it wasn't growing in BC, and it obviously didn't directly come from fucking BC, and if it did, that'd be rare. You really fooled me, because not a lot of people are really moving like that, bro. You know, yeah, you'll get a shipment out, you know what I mean? You know, it's going, there's weed going in big, you know, from BC to Ontario in big fucking numbers, but at the same time, it's limited and it's unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? Because you make more money, obviously, you know what I mean? It's cheaper for weed out here than it is out there. So what you do is you get 10 pounds out here and you fucking drive all the way out there. But if you get dinged with that, well, you know, right? So there's not too many people doing that, clearly. You know what I'm saying? So there's not that much BC weed out there. So it's rare if you really do it. And the only way you're going to know for sure if it really is BC, which means grown in BC, distributed out of BC, not just the fucking strand, copycat strand. You can take any strand and say it's fucking BC. Like, doesn't make it BC. You know? And there's no way to really know. And how are you going to test the fucking genetic DNA of the fuck, you know what I mean? Like, come on. Doesn't make no sense. But anyways, yeah. If you're not where the weed's growing, you don't know what you're smoking, period. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're living out in places like Toronto, Hamilton. Like, there's lots of good weed, you know what I'm saying? But it's not BC, and it's not as good as it could be, pure, because, like I said, people are growing it for profit out there because they have no choice, because it's not a comfortable setting and it's not easy going, legal. Like, out here, cops do not break into places, kicking doors off, looking for fucking $1 million grow ops, okay? Because they would accidentally kick a commercial fucking door in, and then they would be breaking the law themselves. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it don't work. Like, the government protects the commercial growers, right? Because it's by law, it's legal to commercially grow for the fucking government to distribute through the dispensaries as long as they can fucking have a tax cut out of it, right? Right, okay. Exactly. So, I don't know, whatever, man. But in the end of the day, that's what I would do. If I had somebody in BC, what the fuck is wrong with people, man? God damn, I feel like the realest motherfucker in the world sometimes, man. I don't know why people are the way they are and just not logical like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, how are you talking to me, like, like, I'm not dissing, my cousin, you know, I'm not mad or anything, like, I love my cousin and shit, you know what I mean? But the first thing he says, oh, I'm gonna get us the best weed. What are you talking about? Who are you talking to? You can't be talking to me. Like, what? What the fuck do you mean the best weed? Bro, the biggest disappointment of my situation right now is coming back to Ontario for the fucking weed, dog. I have to pay $2.40 an ounce now for garbage weed that's grown with 20 different chemicals that's gonna give me anxiety and fuck me up. When I come back to Ontario, I'm not smoking no more weed. I'm bringing 2 ounces with me, and then I'm quitting weed because I'm not smoking that trash out there that's full of chemicals, and it's gonna fuck up my healing journey that I've been on for the last 5 years. It's gonna fucking distort all of it. You know what I'm saying? Because now I'm smoking a bunch of shit fucking chemicals that's fucking melting my fucking brain and giving me cancer and giving me all types of diseases, because that's what that fucking shit does. And that's what people don't get, and that's what real hippies and real weed smokers fucking hate, is weed growers that use chemicals to fucking fast grow their weed for profit purposes. And that's all out there does, because it has to. That's the environment, that's the province that you live in. It's not this province. This is a different place. It's a different setting. It's different legalities. There's different feelings. You don't have to panic. You can grow millions of dollars worth of fucking weed and not give a fuck. You know what I mean? Even if you don't have licensing or a permit, you're still not going to get in trouble. Nobody's looking for you. There ain't no planes or helicopters flying around looking for crops. Because they would find 1 million. All commercially grown, you know, and a few that are illegal. But still, they're in the process of becoming legal. So it don't matter. There's a loophole that people are figuring out right now. So what you do is you start growing shitloads of fucking weed right now with no license, no permit. Once you get all that weed, you approach a fucking dispensary, talk to them, and then they help you with the fucking licensing process. Then you become a grower for that dispensary, and then you continue to grow your business with other dispensaries. Okay, there you go. Now you understand how it really works, because that's how it really works. Okay. How do I know? Because I'm out here doing it for real. I was getting paid $20 an hour to fucking trim leaves for a $4 million weed grow up. I've been out here for 4 or 5 years. You know, I'm a smart dude. I come from the East. I came out here for a reason, to fucking experience and learn and fucking benefit myself and leverage myself to a higher point. That may have not have happened out here, you know what I mean? Because I took myself out of my element in ways that I know how to survive and make money. I put myself out here where basically, you know, you gotta be a pissed off fucking skinhead construction worker, juice monkey to fucking, you know, make a living out here, because that's all there is oil rig construction work and fucking, you know, just fucking whatever, you know what I'm saying? And that's all it looks like to me out here, you know what I'm saying? So I've never had a problem out east. I came out here, it snuffed me right out. My finances fucking dropped, and I wasn't able to make money and bounce back. And I was like, what the fuck? Can't get a job, nobody will hire me. I broke my arm, I can't fucking, you know, I can't do hard labor, it just falls right out. So I ain't playing with that, because I could lose my arm, mobility in my arm. I'm supposed to get a surgery, but I'm not getting it. But anyways, other than that, you ain't smoking what you think you're smoking. And if you didn't see where the weed was grown and what it was grown with, then you don't know a fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? So, holla at your boy, yo. I'll bring you a fucking zippy. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no. Real talk, I had to get that off my chest, because I feel like a lot of people think they're smoking BC and they're really not. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people think they're smoking quality, good weed in a place where that can't even fucking exist. Unless you have a person like me that's literally out here in BC, and you can see me and you can see the weed. I'm like, look, there's a bunch of weed right here. I'm bringing you weed, okay? Do you understand that? I'm in BC. You're in Ontario. Do you understand that? Okay. This is BC weed. Hold on. Let me get that. And then I'll come bring it to you. You know what I'm saying? Now that is proof. That's real shit. That's real talk. Now you can say that shit is BC. And if you didn't see that process, then you can't say it's BC. And I'm telling you right now, I don't want to smoke none of your shit. I don't want to smoke none of your shit, bro. Fuck your shit. Fuck Ontario's weed. You know what I'm saying? I ain't smoking none of your guys' shit, because all you guys care about is profit. And you're growing it with a fucking million different chemicals, because you're an asshole. And all you care about is money versus quality. So, I ain't smoking your shit, boy. You know what I'm saying? I'll hit my plug out here and tell them to fucking bring me a fucking duffel bag out. You know what I'm saying? If I really need to, or I'll just go back, because I ain't fucking smoking your chemical fucking weed that's frying everybody's brains out there. Now I know why I couldn't think out there, and why my head was so fucked up, and I had anxiety and depression, all these fucked up things, because the chemicals in the weed that's grown in the weed to help it grow faster and get more out of your crop. Those chemicals, go look it up, okay? Go YouTube it. Marijuana. What would you I don't know, growing marijuana with toxic chemicals or some shit. There's gonna be 1,000 videos that all fucking show proof and what the different chemicals are that are used to grow in marijuana, and what effects they have on humans, long term, short term, blah blah. Okay, it's not good. Okay, we're trying to escape that entire fucking wrath when it comes to marijuana. Marijuana is a healing plant, you know what I'm saying? So why the fuck would we, it defeats the purpose of the entire plant when you're doing shit like that, when you're growing it with chemicals, you know what I'm saying? For profit purposes, so whatever. That's all that exists out there. This is a different place, so. And now I know the difference. I've been smoking this weed for 5 years. I smoked that weed my whole fucking life. So I'm pretty sure I know what's going on. But I can feel the difference. I don't ever want to go back. My mind is in a fucking good spot right now, you know what I mean? I gotta keep it like that, because it's hard to get your health back, man. And I fought, and I'm still struggling, you know? And I'm still not in shape where I would like to be. And I still got a long way to go. And I can't do that out there. You know, but whatever. If you ain't from there, you ain't smoking that shit, boy. Alright, so peace out. Corey Resilient. If you think what I said was real talk, share this video, hit the like, subscribe. Don't be a hater. Alright, respect.